Mr. Speaker, if ever there was a time I wish the House had cameras, today will be it. Mr. Speaker, this is the but short version of the resume of Miss Lindsay Simmons, former senator. But I'm not here to talk about what's on paper. I'm here to talk about what's in my heart, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I walked into Rosa's Cantina one day, pick up some food, and this light-skinned lady said to me, "I want to be like you when I grow up." I was like, "Well," I said, "How's that?" She says, "I want to be an MP one day." And she says, "I want to be a PLP MP." So I said, "Well, it's going to be a lot of work." And she said, "I'm prepared for the work." And I said, "You don't know what the type of work it's going to involve." That was pre-2020. 2020, she walked through the doors and started to work. And she was perhaps allocated to one of the hardest seats in this island for a PLP candidate, C12. 80% OBA support, from the outset, you're not going to win that. But she worked it. And she changed the numbers from 80% OBA to somewhere around 70%. That means she increased the PLP's margin by 10%. Not by any big words or long resumes, but by just being herself, connecting with the people. She was unsuccessful, obviously, in that regard, but she was extremely successful in that she became a senator and got to prove herself over the last 4 years. Mr. Speaker, at the time there was COVID, we didn't meet in person, but then when we started to meet in person at St. Paul's Church, which is to the north of us, every Wednesday that we met, the entire caucus was fed by Miss Lindsay. Every Wednesday for years. Up until last week, she's still feeding us. That's the Lindsay that I know. That's the Lindsay that we all know, Mr. Speaker. We could talk about her being a foster mother to 20 people. We could talk about one of her foster children becoming a university graduate. We could talk about her being an adoptive mother. But that's not what we're here about right now, Mr. Speaker. This Miss Lindsay canvassed in C9 for MP Vance Campbell. She canvassed in C19 for MP Joshe Adams. C25, C8. I could go on and on. The point is, all of us know when we ask for help, Lindsay is there. She's even there before we ask for help. That is the characteristic of what a PLP candidate, MP, senator is truly about, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as we all know, we have differing opinions inside of the PLP. That's what makes us a great party. And sometimes our opinions cause us to maybe not speak to each other for a little while. But then you have moments where the rallying call goes out that Lindsay needs help. And Mr. Speaker, I have witnessed in the last 2 months, every PLP MP, every senator, and many branch chairs rally for Lindsay. They're not rallying for the leader. They're not rallying for the party. They're rallying for Lindsay. And this weekend, the last 4 or 5 days of this particular by-election, we're going to rally again. We're going to go into areas that normally people don't vote for the PLP. But in these same areas, these people are saying, hey, I like Lindsay. I connect with Lindsay. And that's a lesson to all of us, right? That when you connect with the people will connect with you. So I say to Lindsay, wherever you're listening, to her mother and father, her daughter, her sisters, colleagues in this house on both sides of the aisle, all of us need to take a page out of Lindsay's book and be there for each other, because the time will come when you're going to need others to be there for you. So, Mr. Speaker, I'll be brief. On Wednesday, we will see history created in more ways than one. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, MP. Does any other member